Hello, I am a nerd, and there's something I think a lot of people get wrong about King Henry VIII. Actually, there's a lot of things. Firstly, they skip over the entire first half of his reign with Catherine of Aragon, his main crush. Secondly, I think another thing they get wrong is that in the beginning of his life, he was actually pretty tight with the church. And the thing is, it was a gradual descent into madness, something like you'd see with Shakespeare. So here's my point. When King Henry VIII was very young, his brother actually died, leaving him very suddenly heir to the throne. Also, I believe that Catherine of Aragon was his main crush throughout most of his life. He only resorted to having more wives when he was in lack of a male heir. And you might say, a nerd, King Henry VIII had a daughter. What's the problem? The problem is simple. Leaving all your eggs in one basket for an heir is a very dangerous thing to do for a monarch at the time. And women had only ruled once before in England, and that hadn't gone well. So, King Henry may have had a bit of a different mindset than most people think. I desperately need an heir. And King Henry married his first wife, Catherine of Aragon, for, love, as opposed to most rulers of the age. They were a genuine love match, actually. Also, King Henry VIII loved to play role-playing games with costumes. In fact, one of his later wives kicked him out of the bedroom, the one that everyone thinks is ugly because King Henry said so. She kicked him out of the bedroom the night before their wedding because he was ugly, and he never married her, and she got a butt ton of land, so props to her. Also, people don't know that when his father died, they were happy that Henry would take the throne because he was the young hip king who was the new thing. Like, he was a better replacement than his tyrannical father for the first part. And King Henry, what he wanted to be in life was a proud warrior king who conquered France. And King Henry VIII, he was never a proud warrior king, and he did revolutionize healthcare, which is a big deal back in those days. Now to the bad stuff. King Henry VIII was a terrible man in his later life, yes. Now, a lot of historians contribute his decline in mental health to a jousting accident he had, something his father's advisors told him he couldn't do. And that jousting accident actually wouldn't have been the sole cause of his descent into madness. He did some pretty nasty stuff before that, but it definitely contributed. Also, he desperately wanted an heir to continue his lineage, a proud male son, because at the time that's the only person who could rule. And his last wife actually convinced him to add his two daughters to the line of succession. I imagine she said something along the line of, Henry, if the line of succession dies, you will be the last of your lineage. And the crazy thing is, his daughter, his first daughter, was actually one of the best queens England had known. She was powerful, she was cunning. She may have been a tyrant, but that's a whole other video. So King Henry VIII may have been a madman in his later years, but don't forget that first part of his reign next time he's brought up in conversation. I am a nerd.